Okay, beautiful. Now let's speak about the character and personality traits of the first wife.
Okay. Yeah, because she can't be a jealous woman, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She cannot be a jealous woman. I can't stress that enough. You see a lot of brothers trying to get in with these women who are, the woman to say, oh, yeah, I agree with polygyny, blah, blah, and then they get in a marriage and she flakes on them. Like she just changes her mind.
Right.
And, men really have to watch that. You have to watch that because a woman, you have to watch how she moves and talks about other women. And that's something that will tell you everything in the world. Like, I know my first consort will never flake on polygyny because her energy, she doesn't have a get up and go get them and wants to conquer the whole world type energy. So she already knows she doesn't like to cook all day and clean all day every single day. She doesn't like doing that. She's like, Hondo, go get somebody else to do that because I'll do that sometime, but no, not every day. I don't like it, and I can see that in her personality. She, sometimes we got any more food to cook. I might be real hungry, and she gets it for me, but I can see in her body language that she doesn't necessarily want that. So I think, yeah, we need a co-wife in here. So, but I'm being sensitive to her proclivities.
Right.
And you have to watch that in your women. So, she can't be jealous. She has to understand the science of polygyny. Because it is a science. It's an economic science. She has to really be a woman who is friendly. A lot of women aren't friendly. They're loyal to their man, but they're not very friendly. They don't like being around other women. That's a red flag. She has to genuinely like building with other people and being personable. If she's not personable and she's jealous, that's something to watch out for. If she understands the communitarian ethic, meaning she sees the need to fulfill her role in relation to other women, that's good. That's a very good sign. You want a woman like that. If she's a woman, your first wife really should be a Jill of all trades, at least coming out of the gate, because until you get another wife.
Okay. Does she have authority over the other women?
Generally, that is the case with the first wife. Generally, because she knows the man and his mission and his values better than the other women. Especially when she's been with him for years. If she's been with that man for 4 years, especially if she knew him before then, let's say they were, they knew each other for 5 years and then they got together for a year, that's 6, and then they were married for 4. Well, she's been knowing this man 10 years. So a woman who comes in, no matter how good of a wife she is, and how much she loves the man and vice versa, and how she may get along with this first wife, but that first wife more than likely is going to be the head of all the women. And a lot of people say, well, a lot of people make the argument, well, there shouldn't be any head wife, but they forget about basic group dynamics. In every setting, a leader will always emerge, whether you appoint them or not. And that includes the women.
But there has to be a hierarchy starting from the man, you're saying, and going straight down to the last woman.
There can be, but he at least has to have a wife to lead the others when he goes away. Because if he has to travel for a few days or a few weeks or a month or what have you, or if he's doing so much as just going to run an errand for 2 hours, somebody's got to lead in case anything goes down. Somebody has to administrate and say, oh, you know what? That's right. The man of the house is going to need this. And they have to be given authority. The man has to delegate authority to somebody to take charge when he's not there.
Okay.
Because it's going to come up. Trust and believe that. A situation is going to come up where because he said there are no head wives here, there are no lead wives, a situation will come up and he was gone or he was unable to get to the women and nobody was set in place to take charge. And that's going to be a problem because then the women are going to look at you funny. Like, you should have done this, that, and the third. Even if they told you they didn't want one of the women to lead. It's basic group dynamics.
Should that head wife always be the one who's been there the longest?
Not always, but most of the time. In my case, one of the consorts coming in, she's probably going to be the day-to-day and lead everybody else. She's older than everybody else, including myself. She's been with a man before who had multiple women. She's very, very organized. She runs her own business, and that's something I had to take into account. And I've already spoken with my consort that I already have, and I say, if she joins the family, then she would be over the day-to-day operations of the family. And my first consort, she was comfortable with that. She's like, the more the merrier. She said, because I just want to go paint and do my art.
Okay.
And cook sometimes, so that's cool.